Oh, speaking of which, let's get into her. So, Lady Gaga, shout out to her. 1 minute, first of all, there's been so many conflicting numbers in regards of this Copacabana Beach um performance thing. Because 1 minute, some people say it's 1.5, then there's some people say it's 1.6, which is the number that Madonna had. And so they might be even with the number. And then all of a sudden, people are saying it's 2.5. So the numbers have been fluctuated. Then Brazil came out with the news earlier today, a couple hours ago. I won't say earlier, but it is kind of early. It's 3:21 over in the US. So it came out that she was 29% lower than the attendance of who came out from Madonna's show. Me personally, who gives a good goddamn? They both did, Madonna set the bar in regards of people going over there to perform at Copacabana Beach. Other artists are jumping on the thing and doing the same thing. As long as the Brazilian, which I don't know where y'all get made, and y'all I don't know if the Brazilians get made in the lab, but sometimes I wonder, like, where do y'all be finding these men? Because the men over there are just it's something else. All them fine ass Brazilian homosexuals. But anyway, so with her doing her show and Madonna doing her show, can they just both be great in their own way? I just don't like the fact that if you get some number and then Gaga runs with it, then her fans thought they book their mess. And I'm trying to curb the mouth for the algorithms sometimes. But when it's time for me to go in, I'm gonna go in. I don't care. But it's too early. So in the show for me to be cussing. So when y'all be starting your mess, then it's like, okay, now I got to read you down to the floor. So let them both be great. Let them do their own thing. But the one thing that Gaga do have over Madonna is there was no attempted bomb threat that was stated on Miss Germanata's show. Or on that was stated, I'm sorry, that was put on Miss Germanata's show. It wasn't put on Madonna's show. So Madonna's show was what it was. We ain't hear nothing about no bomb threats. We ain't hear nothing about no possible terrorist attacks or nothing crazy going on out there. But according to reports, and this came from like Variety, the New York Post, all these other places. So her concert in Rio de Janeiro on Saturday was targeted with a bomb plot by a hate group posing as Little Monsters fans who planned to attack with IEDs and Molotov cocktails. This is according to Brazilian police. The plotters were organizing coordinated bombings and trying to recruit young Brazilians to carry out carnage at the event, which drew 2.1 million people to the world famous Copacabana Beach, police in Rio said in a statement. So why is it that I'm here saying that? Didn't I tell you 1 minute they saying 2.5, now they saying it's 2.1. So what's the numbers? So y'all need to make up your mind over there. So that's what I said. It's like 1 minute I'm hearing this number, now I'm hearing this number. So y'all need to tally up the numbers and get it together. So the recruiters falsely identified themselves as members of Gaga's global fan base, known as Little Monsters, as a way to lure fans into networks with violent and self-destructive content, the Brazilian Justice Ministry said. Now, Rio State Police intelligence uncovered digital networks that encourage violent behavior, use coded language and extremist symbols to communicate their vile message. This is according to authorities. So now the plotters aim to radicalize teenagers and promote self-harm, violent content, and hate speech, including against the LGBT community. This is according to the civil police of Rio de Janeiro. And first of all, Ms. Gaga did dedicate her show to the LGBT community. Right on brand. She's gonna, dedicate to the gays because, it's kind of like when Trump uses certain buzzwords, he could sit up here and just take away all your rights. He say Jesus, all of a sudden y'all fall in line. Same thing with her. She say gays, the LGBT, the gays, the queer community. All of a sudden y'all forget everything else and y'all fall in line. It'd be the brainwashing for me. But anyway, so with that being said, if they were Lady Gaga fans, they would know that. Why would you say that you were trying to go against or hate speech geared towards the LGBT community when you know that she is a staunch supporter of the gays? So it doesn't make sense how y'all gonna say. So that would have been the tip off for me. So a man described as the leader of the group was arrested in the southern Brazilian state of Rio Grande do Sul for illegal possession of a firearm. Excuse me, while a teenager in Rio was arrested on CP charges. And if y'all don't know what CP is, that's child rhymes with corn. So, over a dozen search and seizure warrants were carried out in the Brazilian states of Rio de Janeiro, Mato Grosso, Rio Grande do Sul, and Sao Paulo, according to authorities. Now, the raids were carried out quietly just hours before Gaga's performance so to avoid panic or distortion of the information. I'm glad they waited until after the show to put this out, because if it would have gotten out of this was all going on, then I think it would have caused panic. So shout out to the Brazilian police out there. They really knew what they were doing when they was, they dotted all their I's across all their T's. Now, if this was to happen here, you already know, because we got a bunch of incompetent idiots running this damn country, what kind of chaos this would have caused. So now her free performance, and they said as part of her Mayhem tour, was the biggest audience for a solo female artist in history. They said beating the record previously held by Madonna, who drew a crowd of 1.6 million. Now, how is it that they said it beat? Now, see, now I got to scroll back up because it's like you're conflicting. Well, they just say 2.1 million, and now they're saying 1.6. But who are they counting? Because, like I said, they don't even allow 2.5 million people on the beach. So they were counting boats, and they were counting people that were up in the buildings watching. Like, how you count them? So she said, she was all appreciative that she got to sing for Rio and this, and then they said that it's been 12 years since she performed in Rio because of an injury, and I think that was around the time when she was doing was it Shiza that she was performing and she fucked up her hip. I think it was something that she had to get surgery. And I remember that she was I remember seeing the performance on, like, somebody recorded obviously, and I was watching it, and then I heard her scream, but she powered through it. I said, okay, trooper, you better work. So um so yeah, there was that, and there's the picture of, I guess, some of the people there. They just camping out waiting until the big event. And it was kind of where they had all them damn screens, because I was seeing all the videos and stuff. But yeah, she's basically giving y'all the same show that y'all saw at Coachella. It was just the difference is that she just changed a couple of things to go, I guess, go along with the Brazilian flag and all other stuff, like the colors, which is something also Madonna did when she was there. So it's just like nothing new is under the sun, I guess. Everybody's doing the same damn thing. It's just a remix version. But anyway, I'll say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? I wasn't going to do a whole story. I'm just like, okay, whose numbers was bigger than this? I was like, this is way more interesting to talk about, that there was a plot to blow up a bunch of people at a free concert. And plus, I do find it weird that everybody's making a big spectacle about a free concert. I could understand if it was something y'all was paying for, but y'all was going there for free. So if it's free, it's like, okay, somebody's going to beat this. And then, okay, whoever performs next year will probably beat Gaga's record. We'll just see. It's a free show. It's not like y'all actually paying money. I mean, y'all would be paying, I guess, for the merch and the food and drinks and all the other stuff. That's what they'll be making the money. But as far as like the concert, it's like, okay, a bunch of people showed up to a concert. Kudos to you. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.